accessibility is really important to me when it comes to preps. It's not good enough just to have your preps. It has to be accessible. You have to be able to find it. Like, for example, whenever I leave the house, I leave with this system right here. Glock 21 with a Serpa holster and a holster for my extra magazines. Every single time, it's consistent, it's available. I've also decided to carry a knife consistently, a little K-bar knife consistently. That way I can cut through something if I have to help somebody out. I have something called a Rescue Me right on my keychain. Take it out. You use this little blade right here to cut your seatbelt to free yourself from the seatbelt in your vehicle. And this area right here contracts, and once you press it up against the glass, a piece of metal comes out and it shatters the glass for you, so you won't get stuck in your vehicle. So just having things available, it's not good enough just to have it. You have to learn how to use it and actually have it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about using things. For example, I have a set of two-way radios right in my living room. Everyone knows where it's at. I also have a set of two-way radios in the vehicle right in the front, and I make sure everyone knows where that is located as well. So if I break down somewhere, I have that available. Also in the wintertime, I like to carry a shovel in my van as well as like a board. So if I get stuck in snow or something, I have a little bit more options there. Just something to think about, just having the resources available. Of course, I like to have certain chemicals and things available as well. Sometimes even have certain chemicals or certain fuels, liquids available for the vehicle in the vehicle. So, just things like that. As far as my area, as far as my food, water, and first aid, is not just in one location. It's in the places where I'm most likely to be. It's in the places where I live. It's places where I work, around the house, and in a vehicle. Because if something happens, I'm most likely going to be in those locations, and I'm going to need resources right there. I've also found a better way to secure different types of preps, including my firearms. So it helped me get organized. My closet is looking much better, much simpler. At least at the bottom part. So I know I could just go in there and just grab it. Before, I had so much stuff just piled up in there. It would be difficult for me to find what I was looking for. So, so as far as accessibility, how important is that? Is it important to you to have all your items immediately accessible, or is it okay to have a lot of back storage in areas that are not so accessible? I actually have an area in the kitchen, one drawer. Nothing goes in there except for batteries and flashlights. That's it. And I love that. The power goes out, you know exactly where to go. You can find that. Pretty soon I'm going to set it up so that there's a little place in every single room in the house that I'm going to be able to do that. But here's some examples of how I have things accessible throughout the house. No water, no life. Water is the building block for pretty much all of preparations. Water can be used for medical purposes. Obviously, you need water to stay alive. You need water for food. And speaking of which, these two buckets you see right there, I got them at a bakery, $5 a piece, filled with food. Right here, you have water. In addition to the water I have downstairs, I have water in various locations throughout the house. This is where my computer is usually at. And right here, I have a ton of beans, peas, macaroni and cheese, various things, various valuables. Right here, have a lot of wheat. Wheat is important, helps keep your energy up. And right here you have a lot of medical stuff, first aid stuff. Everything from wipes, alcohol wipes, to the emergency first aid kits I made. And this has everything from ointments to band-aids to dressings, anti-burn creams. Here you have toothpaste, pepper. You have an actual cutter. You have water purification tablets. Sometimes even I forget what I actually have in here, so it's important to sort of review it. A lot of cotton balls. A lot of redundancy in here. Dressing and pads. So if I have to hand something out to people, I have some extra stuff. Even birth control pills, well, I mean birth control tests, as well as maxi pads. You know, you want to be prepared for a wide variety of things. And even though you may not use certain types of things, you may have family and friends who may need certain types of things. Things that you might not view as being very important now could become very important. Okay, this is the Glock 21. Actually, I have a couple of these. And this is the gun I carry every single day. And when I practice drawing, I like to practice in the same type of clothes, in the same type of setup that I would normally wear. Now, just to make it more realistic. And the Serpa holster seems to be pretty secure. Been carrying it for a while. Pretty comfortable with it. I'm at a point where I can draw without thinking too much and actually get on target. You definitely want to practice. This is just what I like to do. As far as accessibility, I want to have important items in important areas that I would naturally go to look for things. For example, two-way radios in the living room, batteries and flashlights in the kitchen, water products near the bathtub and stationary tub. And if the grid goes out, I'm actually planning on filling up my stationary tub and bathtub with water so I have additional water. But a way to keep that fresh is to get something called a water bob. This is actually a plastic, food grade plastic bag that you put into your bathtub. You know, you connect it to the faucet, pour the water into it, seal it up, and actually keeps your water fresh for up to 4 weeks. And it has a pump that allows you to siphon the water out as you go. Pretty cool invention. You know, you don't know if you have a gravity-fed water system or more of a pump system that's vulnerable to a grid failure. Either way, these are the type of items I would put probably in the bathtub or downstairs with this stationary tub. Just, you know your own location better than I do. So this is what I mean by accessible. I want to have things accessible, and you know, even if I can't get to one area, I should have some resources no matter where I'm at throughout the location. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and don't forget, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.